Hihaniwashte. Good morning. Good rising. I'm thankful for the land allowing me to speak for Mother Earth this morning, for my soul and my spirit and my evolution and my growth. I believe that every word that we speak is a song, and it is a sacred responsibility to walk in a harmonious song with our spirit, our heart, our mind, our body, all working together in harmony. And it is a choice. So the topic that came up really strong today is free will, and the gift of free will, the gift of freedom that is here and that is now and that is in the present moment. Freedom and Creator is found in the now. And in that now, may we remember what we choose, what we want, what we are. And I advise all my relatives this morning, please be cautious on what you allow into your sacred space, into your vessel, into your body, into your mind. Please be weary. Please be discerning. And may your boundaries and be set with your self-love and your self-respect and your walk in this, your discipline in this self-love and self-respect, and your discipline in your relationship with yourself, because the ultimate protection is respect. The ultimate protection is those boundaries of respect for self, and nothing can penetrate that if you believe. The message of love is respecting other people's free will. And with that respect of free will, we allow other people to walk into their sacred responsibilities of taking care of themselves and becoming their own savior. Because the words are not necessary, and a sovereign path leads to allowance of people coming to awareness on their own and by themselves. That's why the presence and the energy says so much. We don't need to say anything to get a point across. If you stand tall with the eyes of love, with the vision of love, then people will feel that. And nothing can touch you if you believe in your sovereign path of choice. May we choose wisely. And when I say that, I mean every single thing that we do, that we say, may it be in harmonious relation and harmony with our Creator's essence, which is peace, which is love. If anything that you allow in your space confuses you, then that is your choice. If there is fear, which is there's a lot of fear in the etheric realm right now, in the mind, that is penetrating our well-being. If you allow this fear to walk with you, then it is teaching you something. It is teaching you something. It is a lesson. It is a beautiful lesson. And Creator never gives us anything that we cannot handle. So may we trust in the growth that we chose before we came here. May we trust in the path and the circumstances that we chose before we came here, because we all chose here to come here in this time. We knew before we came into this existence that all this was going to happen. That you can name it whatever you want, but people want to call it a fight. And some people want to call it Armageddon. I say it's a liberation time. I say it's miracle times that we walk in responsibility for our healing, responsibility for our own well-being, responsibility for our choice of free will. And I choose with my own free will to live a life of love and peace. And if something comes along that tries to skew that or get me out of those circumstances, I look at it with love and honor, because it is a release. We are all releasing something at this moment, even me. You know, there's a lot of trials and tribulations, and it's a beautiful time to choose how we perceive these circumstances. Every circumstance is here for us to choose differently. If we see ourselves going through the same behavioral patterns that we don't necessarily feel good doing, then it is our choice and our free will in that moment to create something different for our reality. And it's about awareness, awareness of our energy, of our expression, our choices and our expression. And if we're choosing to experience and express fear, then may we remember the silence in that fear. May we remember to question what it is that we are afraid of, what it is that scares us, because it is there for a reason and is there to teach us. So thank you for choosing wisely and being the creator of your own reality. If we only knew what our thoughts and our intention can do for our reality and our world, then we would be very careful on what we do and what we say and how we perceive. To perceive in neutrality, the same way that nature perceives us. You know, nature, I hear all these things that Mother Earth is dying. And Mother Earth tells me she's going through an awakening. And the same as we. Because if we see that Mother Earth is dying, we're saying that we're dying. And maybe there is a part of us dying, which is a rebirth. And it's good. It's a good thing. I believe that everything happens for our evolution, for our growth again, and for the ultimate unity within, the unity without. We are here to contribute to the discipleship of this, the discipleship of the earth way, the discipleship of love, the discipleship of choice and unity in that choice. Because we are individual right now, and it's a beautiful thing to experience in this time. We've experienced, you know, the connection of all that there is, and that's why there's a lot of people craving this connection to all there is, because we remember before this existence to some extent. We all do to some extent, whether your consciousness of it or not. It is there, and that is our strive for that unity, that happiness. But we did not come here necessarily to experience that unity. We came here to reharmonize it to that unity with that remembrance of love in our heart and to stand strong in that. Maybe we came here to experience duality so we could bring transformation to the spirit world. There is a lot. And as above, so below, or whatever you want to say. Some of my elders don't like that saying. It's all a mirror effect, right? And that's why they say that the war of the heavens is here on the earth. But the war of the heavens, the heavenly mind, people don't like to say that because there's a lot of different things with the mind. But, you know, the heavenly mind of choice, of intention, of the freedom to create anything that you desire to be, because we have the limitless energy within our core, within our essence, within our existence. And that's something that we have to choose to believe in. And it is something that I'm working with, allowing that to come, because it is there. We just have to allow it. We just have to receive it effortlessly, abundantly, and spontaneously. Every single moment, we just have to choose to receive it and to choose to trust it. Because that's another thing, maybe we don't receive because we might have some trust issues. How could we face that? How could we deal with that? How could we love that? Learn from it and use it to help other people. Understanding comes with experience. Understanding comes with suffering. And if we could understand that everything is a gift, that when we suffer or we experience something that doesn't feel good to our heart, our mind, our body, our spirit, it is a gift of understanding, of compassion. Because what does compassion grow from? It grows from the duality. And that is our superpower in this moment, to have compassion and understanding for the circumstances, for the process of change, for the process of transformation. It is here, and it is beautiful. And may we have trust that we are strong enough to choose our reality. We are strong enough, no matter what they feed us, no matter what systematic game is at play, no matter what the circumstances, we are strong enough to choose in every moment. We are strong enough. And love is always stronger than fear, because to experience fear is to experience love, and to experience love is to experience fear. So there is that circle of compassion, of beauty, of experience, of life. And this is temporary. This is temporary. And like I've said before, may we dream beautiful things for what we want to see in society. If we focus on the racism, on the suppression that has been very present, we will continue to get more of that. But there is space to be able to discuss those issues without it manifesting for the future. So there is a space of understanding. Integration, it is called. So we're in a time of the collective integration. And it is necessary to do this before we move forward. Because some people say, oh, we're going back to the past. Well, a lot of us haven't integrated that past. A lot of us haven't integrated the trauma that our ancestors went through, and that our parents go through, and that we still go through, right? A lot of us haven't integrated this, because that integration is a medicine of love, of understanding, and a medicine that we could tap into any moment. And I don't like to see people as victims. I don't like to say that, because I know we chose before we came here what we were going to experience. So there's no such thing as rejection, what this woman told me recently. There's no such thing as abandonment if we're supposed to move forward. It's called moving forward. It's called letting go. It's called allowing the process, trusting in that, and being thankful for the people that come into our lives when they are supposed to be there, and being able to let go easily and say, maybe you're not growing with me. And maybe you're not growing, or you're growing in your own way, and you're going slower than me. And that's okay. But I have to move forward in my own growth, and I can't allow other people to hold me down and to walk with them. So I'm going to go over here and grow this way, and grow for myself, with myself, by myself, and maybe with other people too, and attract what it is that serves me in this moment. So you served me in that time of my life, and I honor that. But there's more to come. And it's ever changing, it's ever becoming. There's many people to connect with. There's many things to connect with. There's many states of consciousness to connect with. There's many experiences to connect with ourselves. And I feel like that's what Mother Earth is calling for us to do at this time. It's not just coronavirus. It's not just the circumstances of every 100 years, plague happens or whatever, It is the earth calling us for us to go inside and integrate what we've all experienced. There's a beauty in the silence, and there's a medicine in the silence, and there is love in the silence. And in the silence, we remember what there always is, and what fuels us, And if we could remember that silence, leaving space for that silence, there's a beautiful allowance that happens, and it's a receiving, and it is our choice what we attract. It is a choice who we interact with, what we allow into our sacred vessel, food-wise, content-wise, energy-wise. And we could be in the most chaotic situation. We could be around the most unhealthy people. But we don't have to allow that energy to penetrate us, to affect us. We can bring transformation with just the presence of allowance in that moment with those people. Because there's a lot of chaos right now. But we just have to allow people to have their process. We just have to allow the release. And the way that we interact and allow this release is the way that we do this with ourselves. And so in that way, if we experience peace with ourselves, we will experience peace with others, no matter the circumstances, no matter how much people yell at you or, get angry with you. Just allow it. And just say thank you, because they feel safe enough to do that, to almost release that through you. Because in that sense, your feet are activating a portal to Mother Earth and the heavens, the balance of the heavens and the earth, right? The portal on each end to be able for that to flow through the body. And then in that way, the water is coming right through you. The fluidity is there. The fluidity is what is the medicine in the present moment, in the freedom of choice, right? And the medicine that we could bring to every circumstance. The water. The water. And the earth has been on fire. It's a purification, but the water is going to come soon. And the water brings love and light and life. And it's time for the water to come, because when the storm happens, and when the storm is happening now, it is part of prophecy, and we're going to see the rainbow soon. We're going to see color in our black and white world. We're going to see color again. And we came here for this. And it brings out a lot of gratitude. because it's a remembrance. And when I say the rainbow, and when I say color, it is the key to the subconscious mind, the key to choose what we react to and what we respond to. May we respond rather than react, because the reaction in the subconscious mind is basis on memory of chaos, of trauma. And that is okay to allow that body and that humanness, if whatever you want to call that, instinct, instinctual mind, primal mind. It is a beautiful thing. We could learn a lot from it, to come and play in our realities, or we can work and say, hey, I have the consciousness, I have the choice to be able to discern on whether or not that primal reaction is for me in this moment. And most likely it's not, because everything is new. If we look at that, if we look at everything being new, every person that we interact with, no matter how many times they hurt us, we can look at that circumstance and that situation as brand new. And that's where the water comes, and that's where the winds come and speak. And that's when the earth comes and grounds you in the present. And it's such a beautiful time. I really didn't know I was going to do this morning. I didn't know things come. And it's time for us all to speak up what our own truth is. And this is how I navigate through the world, with love and peace, but really be disciplined in that. Because a lot of people say that, and then they allow emotions to possess them. And that's okay, because I've done it too. We've all done it, right? But it's a new time to allow it to come, and that experience to come, but not identify with it. That's the thing, it's like allowance comes with the allowance of grievance, the allowance of purging, the allowance of healing, the allowance of, anger. Angry, masculine energy, yeah. The allowance of that. And to allow it to come, but choosing how to express it. Choosing if you're going to let it flow, like the reaction that it is, through the body, and release through the body in a feeling, or allow it to penetrate and alter your emotional body. And in that sense, it doesn't always have to. And it's something I have to remember, especially when these emotions come through. It's like, okay, this is my time to step into this healing role for myself, and this is my time to choose. And so it's like we are at that place before we were told to remember. So it's effortless, the choice of free will. And why do we have to remember when these emotions come through? Because we've been programmed to believe that we are not the creator or God of our own reality. We've been programmed to believe, unfortunately, it hurts my heart, that we have no jurisdiction or no choice with which we experience. We have to play victim to this society. And in some circumstances, that is true, right? Nobody could get around money. No one could get around ads. Okay, I was thinking about that last night. Like the ads come, and nobody could get around that shit because it's programming. It's like and they're doing a good job at it.